Welcome back to the grand finale of our Business Body series, you all. This is Visionary Wellness. I am Charita Raél, the Vision Catalyst, and over the last 12 episodes, well, this is like the official 12th one, maybe the 13th if you count the intro. But we have performed a full body scan, a full body audit of your business, okay? So let's do a recap, a full recap real quick. We have looked at the face of your business, which is your identity. We've looked at the mouth, which is the values and the assets. We've looked at the lungs, which is all about your communication. We've looked at the rib cage, which is your home base. We've looked at your heart, which is your creativity. We even looked at your hands, and this is all about the daily pulse, all about your everyday tasks, right? We also explored the nervous system, and this deals with your partnerships. We've explored the blood of the business, which is your shared resources. We even went to the legs, which is all about expansion. We've looked at the eyes, which is the reputation, and the combination of your voice and your ears, which is all about community. But today we enter the most sacred space of all, okay, which is the essence, the spirit, the subconscious of your business. We're talking about the feet, okay? So your feet are what connect you to the ground, literally. You use your feet to place it on the ground and put one foot in front of the other. Some of us who absolutely love grounding, some of us hug trees, some of us put our feet in the ground. Nonetheless, no matter which grounding practice you do, it involves your feet. Okay, they are your foundation. So in this area, the feet also connects you, or it represents your connection to the highest, most authentic, best version of your business. Let's think of that as the divine of your business, right? So this is the house of the unseen. This is the house where your prayers over your business, your prayers over your clients, the words that you speak to bring forth life, to bring forth, the actualization of your ideas. This is where it all is. This is the fears that you face in the middle of the night. Sometimes it's keeping you up at night. I hope you're getting your sleep, but this is what this area is about. This is about the alignment that holds everything together. So the question for today is your business grounded in essence? Okay. Is it energetically grounded? For some of us, if you want to say spiritually grounded, that's fine too. So is your business grounded, or are you floating in chaos? So let's talk about the soul of your success. All right. So why do I call the spirit of the business the feet? Well, it's because your feet are the only part of your body that stays in constant contact with the earth. It's the only part of your body that's meant to stay in constant contact with the earth. So your feet carry the weight of everything else. So if the essence of your business is off, the whole body will wobble. Hey, 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 visionaries, welcome back. Welcome back. This is okay. Hey, hey, visionaries, welcome back to our grand finale of our Business Body series. This is Visionary Wellness. I am Charita Raél, the Vision Catalyst. This has been season 2, and this is so bittersweet, but it's okay because I'll see you in the next season. Okay. So, over the last 12 episodes, for some, this may be considered 13 if you count the introduction to the series, we have performed a full body scan of your vision, of your business. So we have looked at the face of your business, which is your identity. We've looked at the mouth of your business, which is where your values and your assets lie. We've looked at the lungs, which is the center of communication. We've looked at the rib cage, which is all about the home base of your business. Okay. We've looked at the heart, which is the creativity. We've looked at your hands, right? Your daily pulse, your daily operations. We've looked at your nervous system, which is your partnerships. We've looked at the blood, which is the shared resources. We've also looked at the legs, which is all about expansion. We've looked at the eyes, which is your reputation. And we looked at the combination of the voice and the ears, which is all about community. But today we enter the most sacred space of them all. Okay. We are moving into the spirit and the subconscious of your business, which is associated in the visionary wellness framework, the feet. Okay. So your feet is the only part of your body that was designed, that was meant to stay connected to the ground. They are your foundation. Okay. And I can get into the beautiful science of meridians and your feet and how it connects to the earth. And then under the earth, there's a mycelium network, which is a brain network. I nerded out a little bit, but it's all right. Okay. So in this area of business, specifically because we understand the body, some of us, but if you don't, please look it up. It's a beautiful thing. We're just made so intelligently. Oh my gosh, what a great design. But anyway, in this area of business, the feet also represent your connection to the divine or your soul, which is why we are here as soul-led CEOs, right? Whatever the divine means for you. Okay, so this is the house of the unseen, and some of us, if you want to say essence, spirit, whatever feels comfortable for you. So this is the house of the unseen. It's the prayers that you pray over your clients, over your business. It's the fears that you face in the middle of the night. Okay, sometimes those fears keep you up at night. So I'm gonna need y'all to get some sleep, okay? Get some sleep. And it's also this area that represents the spiritual alignment that holds everything together. And so the question of today is, y'all know I got my questions. Is your business spiritually grounded or are you floating in chaos? So let's talk about the soul of your success, okay? Are y'all ready? Because we're going to get into it. So why in the visionary framework do we call the spirit of the business the feet? Again, it's because your feet are the only part of your body that was meant to stay in constant contact with the earth. Your feet carry the weight of everything else. All right. So if your spirit is off, if the soul of your business, if the spirit of your business is off, the whole body will wobble. All right. Let that sit. Let that marinate for a second. So, in your business body, this area represents three major things. Time to get your pen and pad. If you need to pause, it's cool. I'll be right here. So let's go over them real quick. Number one, it represents the subconscious. So these are the hidden beliefs you have about money, about success, about worthiness, about the future of your business, right? The hidden beliefs you may have about working with other people, delegating tasks. The list goes on. All right, we have a lot of subconscious things going on. Number two is solitude, the power of stepping away from the hustle to hear the next instruction. Some of you who started your soul-led CEOs who started their business because you were literally one day probably sitting with yourself and heard the whisper, or you kept going through a pattern of like events to where you were like, you know what, this keeps happening for a reason. And I'm seeing that it keeps happening because this inner voice, this inner whisper that has been talking to me, I wasn't listening. So all these extra experiences had to hit me in the head like a baseball bat, right? I had to learn the hard way in order for me to listen to the whisper. Okay. So again, the power of stepping away from the hustle, from the noise, from the distractions to hear the next instruction, that's what this area represents. The last thing is release. Knowing when a project, when the connection to a partnership or a person or a version of your business needs to die, okay? But it's so a new one can be born. It's so a new project can be born. It's so a new partnership can come into play, can be connected, right? It's because the old version of your business is no longer going to work in the new phase that you want to go. So something new has to be reborn, right? So I want you to think back into middle school, some elementary school. But do y'all remember ever doing a tree project where you either had like you had a picture of a tree, you had to color it in, or you had to like take construction paper and make the trunk, the branches, and the leaves and all that good stuff? So I want you to think about this project, right? Where you see the branches and the leaves. right, of the tree. So I want you to think of those branches and the leaves as your marketing and your sales, okay? But the health of the tree is determined by the roots because the roots is where the tree is getting all the nutrients to have these beautiful branches, to have these beautiful leaves, right? And the roots are the part you cannot see because they're underground. And so many of you are trying to fix the leaves. You're trying to fix your marketing, you're trying to fix your sales when the problem is in your roots. So if your spirit is cluttered with with fear and hidden baggage, your business will eventually tip over. If your roots is not getting the nutrients of joy, of resources, of creativity, but instead it's being fed, if the roots of your tree is being fed fear and chaos and confusion and hidden baggage, the tree will die. Okay. So let's go into the visionary rest and reset. Okay. So this is one of the final pieces of the puzzle in the Blueprint to Brilliance course. Okay. So we teach that you cannot create from a space of depletion. You have to have some sort of system, a sacred system for the spirit of your business. So let's go through these three key points. Okay. Pen and paper ready? The first is the subconscious audit. So when we look at the hidden scripts, and we talked about this in season one, that, and you can also look at these as inner policies. Okay. We talked about this in season one, I believe, the social and the social impact visionary. So when we look at the hidden scripts running in the back of your mind, you will find a lot of things here. So if your subconscious believes that success is danger, more money, more problems, success brings all these negative, undesirable things, it will sabotage your reputation because your business will suffer every time. It's a proven formula, okay? Number two, let's talk about the power of pivot. Now, in this area of your business, this is an area that honors endings. Okay. So we teach you or support you and empower you on how to gracefully close the chapters that no longer serve the vision. Now, I have had my experiences in graceful closing, and I've had my experiences in unamicable closings. Okay. Now, we want to make sure that the closings of certain aspects are graceful, right? And hey, sometimes if you got to be a beast in the streets, I'm going to just be honest, hey, right? But again, it's in a way that does not dishonor or damage your reputation. Will people talk? Absolutely. I mean, I've got story for days, but there are more people who are able to talk about integrity in desire to truly help people, the transformation, the value, the changes that happens in their lives. Those exist more than the not so good stuff. Okay. Because again, remember in the reputation episode, again, part of being a leader is not only just being respected, but also being judged. Okay. Being misunderstood. It's a part of the journey. Okay. Number three, spiritual strategy. Business is 20% strategy and 80% mindset and essence, 80% mindset and spirit. So if you do not have a practice that grounds you, the noise of the marketplace will tear you apart. It will rip you apart. Okay. I know this is our last one. I ain't trying to sound all, but I want to keep it real with y'all because I love you and I want to see you grow. I want to see you empowered. I want to see you do great things. I want to see how your business is going to impact the community, the state, the country, the world. All right. So again, in the Blueprint to Brilliance class, we make sure that your feet are planted on solid ground so that when the wind of the marketplace, when the noise of the world tries to topple you over, you standing strong. Okay. You're not moving nowhere. You're standing 10 toes down. Okay. It's this medicine song that in my wellness journey where we would be in certain event ceremony, right? where because there's certain songs that really connect and resonate and change you internally. It really helps the essence of who you are. And I gotta give, send my love to Chief Nighthawk. He would sing this song, and I'm not going to sing it all, but it started out strong, strong my roots deep into the ground. That's not the cadence, but that's the words. And so that song is really meant to ground you and empower you and help you stand strong in that trunk of the tree, which is also in certain practices associated with the spine. Like you want to stand straight up, stand in your power, stand in your authenticity, stand in your leadership with confidence, with conviction. All right. So remember, the roots are important. So now let's do an audit. Y'all know I love the audits. So this is our final audit of the season. It is called the soul audit. So I want you to go inward and ask yourself these three questions, right? And I don't want you to worry about writing right now. I just want you to have an honest conversation with yourself. So if you want to, I invite you to close your eyes. All right. I'm going to ask you three questions, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Remember, it's just you and you. It's just you and your soul, you and your essence, you and your spirit, you and the divine, whatever you want to call that. Okay. Question number one. What are you hiding from? Is there a part of your business you're avoiding? Like finances, like stepping more boldly in your leadership, sitting on your throne? Is it avoiding the fact that you have to delegate tasks? You have to trust people to work with to do things for you because although you can do it by yourself, you shouldn't. And you can go far faster together than alone. Okay. So, is there a part of your business you're avoiding because of a hidden fear? Number two. When was the last time you sat in silence? Ask yourself, when was the last time I sat in silence? Right? Even if you're still on the first question, what am I hiding from? When is the last time I sat in silence? Because if you're always doing, you can't hear. You can't hear the next level of your vision. Many soul-led CEOs came to be for one of many reasons, but I'm gonna list the top two. Number one is you was literally sitting in silence and you heard a whisper, right? And that whisper touched you to your core and you was like, "Oh my goodness, this vision, I just have to do it. Let me start this business because if not, I can't see anything else." You sat in silence, you listened to the whisper. Other soul-led CEOs had the whisper, but they didn't listen. You allowed the external noise of your job, of your family, of your friends, of expectations, of trends to be the noise, and you ignored the whisper, and you reacted based off of the noise, right? And so the same patterns kept happening just in different experiences. You kept going through the same thing every time. And then the whisper was still there, but you didn't listen. So then life had to give you the baseball bat where it had to knock you upside the head, and then you had no choice but to sit down and say, you know what? Let me whisper. Listen, I should have listened to the whisper because now it's coming as a baseball bat, right? And I don't like baseball bats. I don't know about y'all, but right, I don't want to learn. I don't want to hear the whisper through the baseball bat. I want to do my best to hear the whisper while it's a whisper. Okay. It may be like a even tone. It may get to like, like a inside voice tone, but I don't want the baseball bat. All right. Number three, what needs to be released? I'm sorry, close your eyes again. Okay, close your eyes. I know that commentary kind of made you open your eyes, but close your eyes again. Number three, what needs to be released? What old habit, what old client or types of clients, what old offer is taking up space where your future should be? Sit with that for a second and just think. You don't got to write it down. Just have an honest conversation with yourself. It's just you and you right now. That's it. Yes, I'm here, but I can't hear you. Okay? Ask yourself those questions. And now you can open your eyes. Welcome back. So, to be a vision catalyst, you have to be comfortable in the dark. That's why I had you close your eyes. You have to trust the unseen enough to move forward, even when you cannot see the whole path. And as a soul-led CEO, some of you started this thing and had no idea how big it could go, how far it could go. You just know you were called to do it. And so when you master this area, you don't just work your business, you are honoring it. You're honoring your business. You're honoring the calling that led you to start the business. You're honoring the calling that's going to have you lead communities, that's going to have you impact your community and for some even the world. Okay? So, I'm sad to say, but it's bittersweet. It's bitter because I'm like, oh my gosh, I had so much fun exploring the business body with you all. But it's sweet because guess what? We're transcending to another season. Okay. So we have completed this circuit from head to feet. And I want you to know that your business is a masterpiece designed by whatever you want to call it, God, the divine, spirit, whatever resonates with you. Your business is a masterpiece bestowed to you, okay? Especially if you're leading from the soul. And I'll say this because two things are happening for some of you right now. For some of you, you are sitting true in this truth. You're sitting firm in this truth that, yes, my business is definitely soul led. I know it was given to me by a source that's higher than me that I'm a part of, but is I know it was given to me by God so I can impact the world. And some of you are realizing, you know what, even though my business is making a lot of money, I still feel empty. I don't feel like this is serving my purpose. It's one of the reasons why I left the corporate world. Let me share a story with y'all. When I was in the mo it was out when I was working in corporate. I was working at the corporate base for a very popular home improvement chain. And thank God she's been in remission forever, but a very close family member of mine, my mother, had cancer. And so I remember working for this corporation, and I was working in the online advertising department. So if you're on your favorite streaming app or website looking at movies, I don't want to say no names. If you're listening to the platforms that stream music and all those things, and you would hear the commercials and the ads coming up, I delve a little bit in the TV realm, but or online radio, right? You know, I was responsible for making sure that those ads were out on time, they were in compliance, they looked how they needed to look, the branding was on point, all of that. And I remember being called into the office into a meeting to discuss an advertising campaign for a particular pesticide. Okay. And it wasn't just any kind of pesticide. Oh no. It was a pesticide that was currently in the news for having cancer causing agents. But do you think that that stopped that particular corporate office from wanting to do an advertising campaign? It did not. And that right there went against everything. It went against everything that I believed in. All of my values. Like, are you serious? You want to sit up here and put out an advertising campaign for a pesticide that literally has cancer causing agents that and not just the fact that it has agents, but the people who were buying it was developing cancer. Yeah, I didn't last there for more than 2 weeks after that. Absolutely not. I was done, right? Because my soul did not feel well. Like it just went against everything I stood for. Okay. So again, you were called. So because of that, there was a calling for me to listen to the whisper of not only am I here to build better business culture, but I have to get into the space of wellness. I have to get into the space of helping us be better humans, right? I had to get into the space of helping people serve their purpose in a way that also brings profit, right? And not because it's all about the profit, but because apparently, like right now, the world that we live in, we have bills, we have responsibilities, and right now the form of exchange is this paper currency called a dollar. Okay, so I want to be clear that again, your business is a masterpiece designed by God, by the divine to impact the world, but it will only work when every house is in order. They all may not be on 10, but they need to be in order. And they need to have enough attention to where you're able to catch it if it starts to get chaotic, okay? So the action step, fam, is this is the big one. I want you to open your business body workbook, look at all areas of the business body, and really pay attention to the one that is screaming for attention. I mean, it's loud. It's loud. It's loud. It's beyond a whisper right now. I mean, it is loud. Is it the area of your creativity? Is it the area of your shared resources? Is it just connecting back to the essence of your business? Which one is it? So, if you are ready to stop guessing and start building from a place of wholeness, the doors to the blueprint to brilliance is open, right? That y'all ever been to church? The doors are open. Okay. So they are open though. Anytime you want to come in, anytime. All right, they're open. So let's take your vision and turn it into a codified, scalable, sustainable legacy. And if you have not already, I'm sure you have, click the link below in the description for the full business body audit. This is the map to your next level. And I'm feeling so sad. It feels like I'm gonna say this is the last time I'm gonna say it, even though it's just for the season. So once again, I am Charita Raél, the Vision Catalyst, where we have moved from hustle to harmony. Now go out there and continue to lead from your soul. And remember, I love y'all. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations for making it to the end. You are so valuable to the next generation who is watching you lead from your soul to build things that's going to create a ripple effect. So I am requiring you that I normally I request, but I'm requiring you to stay aligned and stay empowered. And I will see you in the next season. Peace, love, and prosperity.